Fusion. Ha!
Wait! Boy! Can we just talk? Alright, look. Psychopaths. Fire. What is psychopaths about? Psychopaths is about a detective unit, right? And so what's going on here is society, right? We all have emotions. We all have feelings. But the way the justice system is set up is there's this thing called denominators or dominators. What's a coefficient? That's how you feeling. So if you feeling devious, your coefficient is going to be up. Say goodbye. There's multiple two stages. We're talking about the two stages. One, paralyzer. So that means like, we might can help you. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to paralyze you, take you to custody, and then you go rehab, get your coefficient down. This other one is lethal enforcer. GG's. That's typically it. Like you're dying. Like it'll shoot you and then make you explode from in, out. You're exploding. Anyways, so look, there's a crime unit, and the crime unit is consisted of two things, two groups. One, inspectors, one, enforcers. Two enforcers. Look, enforcers are like dogs. You know what I'm saying? They're like the people that crime coefficients is up, and then like they like rehabilitating, but they won't be part of police force. So like enforcers are like expendable. Like you can just throw them out there. Like they're people. Don't get me wrong, but like if they die, who cares? No one cares. Well, that's how the system is. Like we care, obviously. You know, a death is death. That's tough. And inspectors are people who like clear coefficient leaders. Like they're not bad people at all. They don't have any history like bad past or nothing like that, right? So, an inspector though can become an enforcer if something happens. So, essentially, the line is very great. It's very great. Like a enforcer cannot become an inspector, but an inspector can become an enforcer because it's all based on your experience and your crime coefficients. So look, here comes this shorty. I already forgot her name already. Kanye comes. She's new to the force. You feel me? So like she's like, I'm new, I'm green, like I'm here. What's up? So she's like trying to do something by the book and all that, but stuff you can't go by the book. The book is not the book. So the main enforcer that was a dog. Name is Kogami, right? So Kogami was a dog, and the main villain is spoiler time. You feel me? So the main villain in season 1 was this guy named Makamishi. Whatever. He was a beast. He was a beast and he was causing chaos. But here's the thing. Like, every villain or bad person in this anime is just trying to go against the system. Called the Sybil system. It's like the main, you know what I'm saying, overall the Sybil, whatever we want to call it, SIBYL. Sybil system, and like they were over everything. So basically they were just trying to like expose that system and get over on it and all that. So season 1 was crazy because it's hard because all you have to do is manipulate the coefficients and no one can touch you. Like if I have ill intent but I can keep my coefficient at a 30, I can do whatever I want. Everybody in the police force depended too much on technology and the system. So then like hands and like killing folks like with actual guns and stuff was out the window. It was all through the Dominator. So it was tough. So that's why when Big Mac, McDonald's, Big Mac really exposed that. So like in one episode he had like a helmet, right, that you could put the helmet on and it'll just read your coefficient as 30. No matter what you're doing, you could be punching an old lady in the gut, bro. Your junk is still gonna be 30, and the police bots and the police can't do nothing to stop you. Crazy. And so Big Mac was going crazy doing this thing, and they were trying to hunt him down and try to get to him. But Kokomi had real beef with dude because Big Mac killed Kokomi's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of the enforcers that Kokomi used to rock with. So wait. Did I remember that correctly? You know what? Now I think about it, Kokomi was an inspector in the past. Right. He was an inspector in the past. The main inspector, I'm not going to try to say his name, who Akane was under. She was like his partner. The main inspector used to be partners with Kokomi. But remember I told y'all that inspector can go back down to enforcer. So when Kokomi was an inspector, he was really close with this one enforcer, right? And so they were like, you know, you hand in hand with your enforcers. Like, y'all in combat, y'all going crazy. So then once Big Mac killed dude, that's what made Kokomi spiral out. And that's what turned his crime coefficient up. And then they, boop, you know what I'm saying, arrested him and docked him down to the enforcer. Crazy. So really that's all season 1 was about, is just trying to track this nigga down. And then bring him to justice. Because the civil system was just mad confused on how this man was manipulating the coefficients. You feel me? And now I'm trying to think, I can't remember how he was doing it. I don't remember. That's tough. That's so tough. But he succeeded. And then at the end, season 1, Kokomi laid him down. Kokomi said, "Brink," you know what I'm saying, with actual real gun, you know what I'm saying, because they couldn't read his coefficient. And I don't remember why. Dang, I don't remember why. Gotta watch and see, you know what I'm saying? And in the midst of season 1, the main inspector, who Akane was under, crime coefficient ended up going up, right? Because his dad worked on the force. His dad died trying to save his life. So then he just lost it. And he ended up becoming an enforcer. That's tough, bro. It is a cutthroat game. Like, you really, if you want to be an inspector, you have to have, like, you have to be clear, cool, calm, collect, and clear. Now, I'm throwing the extra C in there, and clear. You know what I'm saying? You got to go crazy. So, now, Akane is leading, which I said is a female. She is leading a force. Bad. You know what I'm saying? Not bad in terms of, look, doesn't take anything too personal. You feel me? And, like, just makes the right decisions from a law perspective. So, in season 1, they also expose, like, the civil system and how it's like an accumulation of everybody who's like Big Mac, who can manipulate. However, like, that's how you do. I think he was born that way. Because I feel like as if there's some people who can't be read by the system because they're like abnormal or something. They were born that way. So they want to collect all those people's brains, right? And then put it into the system in order to make the system as perfect as possible. So really the system is just a bunch of brains rotating. You know what I'm saying? And they have like a one robot lady who like runs it. But like, you would think she's a human, but she ain't human. She's really a robot. So it was crazy. So she's like the administrator, whatever. So then look. So they exposed that to Akane. She took it on the chin. Like, she was like, at first she was like, oh, she thought it was like all fair and stuff.
What the frick are you guys doing? Asking for all this frickin' garbage? Can't we have a 3D environment classic Sonic game for crying out frickin' loud?
The groups now for season 2, right? So then there's this new dude. We're gonna call him Kier, because it's like Kirito or something like that. So in season 2, it's just like moral of the story. Both seasons were really written very well and very intriguing of how like stuff was building, bro. Like, this show was crazy. So season 2, Kier, I don't even know what to call it. Should I call him Special? I'm just hungry. I think I'm hungry right now. Special K, this was crazy. So he wasn't like Big Mac, but he was on the same wave. Like, he just wanted to expose the civil system. Like, he just wanted to expose to everybody. And basically what he wanted to do was, okay, you all are judging everybody, but let's judge y'all. Y'all over making judgments on everybody else, killing everybody else. Why can't we see what y'all are? Crazy concept. That's crazy. That's real. That's tough. So Special K was like a ghost. Like, he was a person, but he could be read by the systems or the censors, and no one knew why. So the first half of season 2 was just trying to figure out who is committing these crimes, and then 2, who is it, why is it, and why can't we read this nigga? Like, why can't nobody? We can't get him. So they finally like put a face to him. They finally get through him like through cases. Like the seasons are always built on different cases. So the cases just keep on building and building to the main. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like eating an appetizer and the main course is coming at the end, right? So Special K, turns out this man Special K was an accumulation of people. So that's why the system couldn't read him, because he was not one person. This little boy was on a flight, and the flight crashed. It was like 15 years ago at the time. The flight crashed. Homie died. Like, they all died. Like, it was like 185 kids or whatever. 215, 185 was one of those numbers. They all died. Everyone on that flight died. So the doctor and like the government used that incident as an initiative to create humans and like artificial people. And it was just like, what? And so this guy, Special K, was an accumulation of like all 185, 215 people. So he was just like different parts of everybody. It was crazy. Anyways, look, accumulated, and that's why I couldn't read them, because the civil system can only read individuals. It cannot read you if you are like, but think about that. Like, who else is out here walking around with like 3 people? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Who, like, literally he was Frankenstein, but he just looked normal, clear skin, all that with the wool. So that's what the Special K thing was when they exposed it. Like, oh like this man's crazy. This man's going crazy. Like, all his missions and like how he was leading on the goose chases was crazy. It was one episode where like he uses holograms and stuff, right? And this dude, this is wild. This was so wild. So he was controlling drones in the military, in this one like warehouse, fort, whatever you want to call it, section. But he connected the drones to like a video game. So people, he would release the video game out in the real world, and people were playing the video game, but they thought they were playing a game. It's like playing Temple Run, right? And you control the guy on Temple Run, you swiping and stuff. But imagine if that was connected to something in real life that was killing people. Every swipe was someone getting their head swiped off. That's how it was. So these drones were going crazy, shooting everybody, going crazy, and these people are on the other side playing the game. Thinking they're just playing the game, trying to hunt people and stuff. But in reality, you're killing real people. Crazy concept. Crazy concept. So all his junk, and eventually at the end, Akane. So I'm skipping out a lot. Here, but eventually Akane got him face to face with the civil system, and then he was able to actually judge it, which was crazy. So that was technically the end, but some points I want to talk about is like, there was not really necessarily fight scenes in this anime, which was fine. It was just a bunch of action, bro. Like the action scenes were just really good. Like, and there was some really like gut-wrenching stuff that was going on, especially in season 1 when like folks had the helmets on. They were doing some brutal stuff to people just because they could. I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And in season 2, there was this one enforcer that turned out to be like a product of the civil system or whatever with the woo. But he was like Akane's main man, like main enforcer, because Kogami disappeared in season 1 because he did what he had to do. He was out. He was done. Say goodbye. He didn't get killed or captured or anything, but he escaped because he was basically acting as like a criminal at that point because he went rogue to go kill Big Mac. So it is what it is. But so anyways, so Shawty had dude on her side. This whole time, dude is like trying to stab her in the back because he's really trying to like cloud her stuff because she's like unrealistically calm all the time. Like, her coefficients, she's been through a lot, and her coefficient does not get clouded. So he's just trying his best to cloud her job. And this man went through the list of kidnapping her grandmother and beating her grandmother to death. Bro, I was like, who wrote this? you write that? Out of all the avenues we could have taken, you want to really like, and what's crazy is, this was written so well, the way they build it, they'll show you like little pieces of her interacting with her grandmother, so a viewer can see like, oh yeah, she really cares about her grandma. Like, that's the only person she has in her life. So they were just building it up just to, It's not crazy. I mean, he literally beat her to death, bro. And as someone who has grandmothers, like, I can only imagine, like, I'm going crazy. So beat my grandmother to death. So that was hard. That was. And I feel like a little criticism, they could have done a little bit better on her reaction to that. But I feel like it did enough justice because we were able to see how it affected her, but yet she still stayed calm because her resolve on the inside was still strong. Regardless of what happened, she was like, look, we're abiding by the law, and we want the law to be the law. You know what I'm saying? So people really understand that, like, people believe stuff. Like, for example, someone will say murder is wrong, right? But until somebody comes in your house and is threatening you, you cannot talk saying murder is wrong, because what if you have somebody that you love and if someone was over them with a knife, killing them or trying to kill them, and you had a chance to kill that person, killing the person you care about, you would do it. Is murder still wrong?
No, that's deep.
So it's like a lot of this stuff is subjective. So Akane's key to her was like, she, no matter what happened, she will put the law first. So I think that's how she kept her coefficient so clear, because she took herself out the equation, which a lot of people cannot do. A lot of people like to incorporate themselves into the equation and be trying to make or exceptions. No, bro, like, either you believe in what you believe in or you don't. Simple.
No, that's deep.
Regardless if yourself or not. Simple. So that was So it was fire. The character development was fire. The enforcers they had was fire. The inspectors were like only a few. It was a little annoying little girl who was like, the same way I told you that Kanye, I feel like I'm saying Kanye West now. The way Kanye was dude's side inspector, she got one when she got promoted to the main boss. She got a side inspector who's this little girl, and who's just whack. She was so whack. She was so whack and lame, and she ended up getting exposed to stuff. And I'm not going to detail that because that's just less exciting. But fire. It's fire. Would I rate this? I'm not gonna lie. This was a great watch. Great watch, easy to binge. I have to give it like an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. There was very minimal moments where I was just like, oh, this is cringy, or I didn't like this episode. Like, it was just a really good build. And you could really see somebody navigate the system to the best of their abilities. And the concept was cool. Like, it was just mad futuristic and cool. And the coefficient concept is crazy. It's really crazy, because in real life, we had that, we would be cooked. Tough! Us!
Boy.
Okay.